All right, I suppose we are good to go. Let me just remove the intro. There we go. We're live over YouTube and also over X. Hello, everybody. In case you want to to join the live stream, let me just share the link with everybody of our Discord server. Make sure to visit out. You can also join the conversation. You can talk to us. You can write some messages. And of course, we're going to go through all of your questions by the end of the stream. So I'd like to first to salute everybody within Discord as well. Algabot, Lebelin Blue, Nelson, XD Mystical, and everybody else over YouTube and also over X. I see that there are 10 people over X as well so far. Hello, everybody. Make sure to join our Discord server. The link is on the screen. It's right there before onto my left side. So yeah, let's proceed with the presentation for today. Again, hello everybody, welcome to the lab, a new edition, a new week. Hope you guys had fun this weekend as well. First of all, very important disclaimer, guys, we are not financial advisors. We are just trying to debunk the market with the tools available and of course share the tools with everybody as well. If you're going to get approached by somebody claiming to be me, David, or somebody from the community in order to ask you to invest into some kind of third-party platform or to give you guys 2 Bitcoins in exchange of 1 or something like that, that's 100% not us. The only way to get hold of an official, a staff member, would be to ask for help in the support channels or in the general chat in Discord, and of course somebody will reply to you as fast as possible. If you have any questions over Discord, just feel free to use our microphone directly. This is a recorded session as well. So if you have any demands in order to not be included in the live stream, just let me know before so I can mute you over the recording. Also, if you have any questions, make sure to leave the comment over YouTube, X, or even in the Discord. On today's agenda, today would be 20th of April, 2026. Again, hope you guys had an amazing weekend. And on today's agenda, we do have Yuli with a new indicator. Very happy to see a new one. Last week, we had a new different one, I would say, over Wednesday. Make sure to check out the previous live stream inside our live streams channel over YouTube. Also, big reminder for everybody that strategyfactory.ai is back. We are no longer using bullruns.ai. It's back to strategyfactory.ai. And yeah, make sure to check it out. All the good stuff is there. Also, if we have the time, I'm going to visit the new updates for the elite backtesters as a preview for tomorrow. I do have a couple of charts saved already, just in case. We have some time left for today's meeting. Let me check it out. There we go. So, without further ado, let's move forward with the first most important topic for today. Today we have Yuli, which is a teacher at the university level. He's teaching electrical engineering. And he has joined our community a couple of months ago. He's been coding TradingView strategies for a couple of months ago. And yeah, today has something new for us to watch. Hello, Yuli. How are you doing?
Great to be back in business.
That's the excitement I want.
Yes. The break, the 1 week break felt like an eternity, you know. So yeah, for today we have a new indicator. Let me share my screen. Please tell me if you can see it.
Just one moment, making sure that I can grab the screen right there. All good, my friend. Please proceed.
All good. Nice. Okay, so if there is someone new that joined us, just for you to know, by Monday every week, we are introducing a new indicator with a short presentation, an overview on the visuals, and let's say a better understanding on how we built it, what is the math behind, and of course the overall concept of the indicator. Uh, Also, by Wednesday, we will try to turn this indicator into a very simple strategy.
Yuli, I think your microphone did cut again for some reason.
I don't
Oh, it's
know,
back.
maybe,
It's back.
yeah.
We can hear you back. Yeah,
Okay, okay. I don't know what is the problem. I just took it from the chair, so yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Usually we should have like a technical problem in the beginning. It's like you know.
Always aiming to be a little bit better, right? Every
Yeah.
day. That's the key of success.
Yeah, okay. So I was saying that by Wednesday we are trying to turn the indicator into a simple strategy. We just take profit and stop loss in order to see how the indicator performs by itself. However, of course, feel free to try the indicator with other ones or with more complex strategies because, of course, just a simple indicator doesn't mean it will give you all the good results, to say so. So for today, we have the D2 light correlation dimension proxy. 2 light comes from a lightweight D2 or correlation dimension. So that's the concept behind the name. So this indicator is like a well-structured non-linear proxy indicator. Its novelty is not in using
I think again, Yuli, for some reason your microphone did cut.
Okay, let me try to restart it, maybe.
No problem. Take your time. Before, actually, before resuming the conversation, let me see if there is any questions. A lot of people in today. Let's
Okay,
see.
so I gave it a
Uh,
restart,
oh,
maybe now. Let me know if
perfect.
we still have problems. I don't know what to do else.
I think it's a problem over StreamYard only because people can hear you over Discord, but I can hear you perfectly now. So please proceed further.
Okay, maybe try to put me on Discord on, I don't know, 10% volume or something like that, just to know that everything is fine.
Please proceed.
Okay, so the novelty of this indicator is not in using momentum directly, but in using a simplified correlation dimension idea to estimate whether return behavior has become like geometrically organized. Conceptually, it sits between a chaos or resonance and dynamics become simpler, more coherent, and therefore more trend compatible. So the core idea, D2 Light is a compact correlation dimension proxy. Instead of asking whether price is above or below a trend filter, it asks whether the recent return dynamics look like low dimensional and structurally organized or higher dimensional and more noisy. So in practice, lower estimated dimensionality is treated as more trend-like behavior, while higher estimated dimensionality is treated as more choppy or disordered behavior. That structural estimate is then given a market direction by the average sign of recent returns. So the same trend-like structural state can become bullish or bearish depending on return direction. So it does that by combining a delay embedding of recent returns. So the script reconstructs a small state space view of the market from lagged return coordinates. Structure without becoming too heavy. for the PointScript platform. After that, we have a two radius correlation sum slope, which acts as a light proxy for a correlation dimension rather than a full scale non-linear dynamics estimator. We also have a direction signing using the average of recent smoothed returns, a z-score normalization, as always, like a tangent compression, dead zone filtering, and of course the cooldown logic. And in the end, we have a regime gate, so the script can classify the market broadly as trend or chop, in addition to firing buy and sell events. The logic flow of the indicator, of course, as always, we start with the metric preparation. So the script begins with log returns. Those returns can optionally be smoothed with a short EMEA before it is built on return dynamics, which makes the embedding more stationary and more suitable for local geometry analysis. After that, we have the state space reconstruction. So the recent return stream is converted into delay vectors of dimension 2 or 3 with, for example, if we take m like t, the 2, the dimension of 2, each state is a pair of lagged returns with, for example, a dimension of 3, each state is a triple. So the lag between coordinates is controlled by so-called time delay, which we have the name of tau, and the script can also subsample the point set by a stride to reduce the cost. So this produces a rolling cloud of points that represents the so once the embedding vectors are built, the code measures pairwise Euclidean distances between points. It first estimates the mean distance across up to a capped number of pairs, then defines two radii, R1 and R2, as multiplies of that mean distance. After that, it counts what fraction of pairs fall inside each radius. So those two fractions are the local correlation sums used to approximate the slope of the log count versus log radius relation. We also have the score construction. So after the row D2 light estimate is obtained based on the local correlation sums, it is smoothed and converted into a rolling z-score. Because lower correlation dimension is interpreted as more trend-like, the z-score is the results through a tangent transform and applies a dead zone, so like weak oscillations around zero are suppressed. This gives us a bounded score that expresses both structural coherence and directional bias. In the end, of course, we have the signal logic. So buy and sell are produced from threshold crossings of the final score, subject to a cooldown, no signals. So no signals will cluster too tightly. In parallel, the code builds a regime gate from the absolute strength of the row score. So after smoothing, that gate is used to label the environment as trend or chop. So the technical implementation, the math behind the logic flow that we just discussed, the most important ones, of course. So we have the delay embedding. Rolling set of lagged return coordinates. For example, if M is equal with 3, like 3 dimension, and the delay is 1. Each point is effectively built from 3 nearby return observations. So if stride is higher than 1, which means how far apart sampled points are, it spaces those points further apart in time. So instead of looking at one return at a time, the script looks at the shape of recent return motion in a 2 dimension or 3 dimension space. If the market is structurally organized, then those points tend to cluster in a simpler way. If the market is noisy, the cloud is more scattered. So this is how we separate them. After that, we have the correlation sum slope. So it's asking like how structured is the indicator. So once built, the script computes distances between embedded points and asks how many of those distances fall below a small radius R1 and a larger one R2. From those two counts, it forms an approximate slope. If many points lie close together, the correlation sum rises quickly. If the cloud, however, if the cloud is more diffuse, then it rises differently as radius expands. So the result is like a proxy for effective structural complexity, not a literal trend strength. So the measure in the classic moving average sense. The trend interpretation comes only afterward, when the indicator says lower dimensional structure plus positive direction is bullish. And of course, lower dimensional structure plus negative direction is bearish. Based on the PineScript platform constraints, of course. So these are like the most optimum values. After that, we have the D2 slope. So after counting the point pairs, the indicator slope is computed. So the slopes ask like, as I increase the radius from R1 to R2, how fast does the close pair count grow? So when you enlarge the radius a bit, the number of neighboring pairs grows, but not like extremely fast. That gives us a lower slope. When you significantly enlarge the radius, then the number of the neighboring pairs grows much faster and stands for an organized structure. That gives us a higher slope, which means a noisier structure. And of course, in the end, we have the regime gate and classification. So the regime gate is derived from the and signal generation are related but not really identical. So a market can have a strong gate and be labeled as trend even without firing a fresh signal on that bar, because signals require a crossing event while regime state reflects the ongoing strength of the structural reading. This is a useful separation because the gate tells you what kind of environment you are in, while the signal tells you when a new event occurred. And of course, in the end, as we're used to, we introduce you in the outputs and visuals of the indicator, so it will be quite easier to understand it by Wednesday, and of course to see how the indicator will look. Of course, we have our main line, the score line. This is the main plot, is the sign of the indicate bullish trend-like structure. Negative values indicate bearish trend-like structure. Values near zero indicate weak or non-committal structure. Here we also have the threshold and dead zone guides. So the script plots zero, positive and negative threshold lines, and of course the positive and negative dead zone lines. These give up like a clear visual separation between neutral noise, building the directional structure, and active trigger territory. The field bands reinforce that interpretation by showing the dead zone and outer signal zones distinctly. We also have the regime panel. So it's like a small tape top right, which shows whether the indicator currently sees warm up, trend, or chop, and also reports the smoothed gate value. This gives a quick regime context and also
Yuli, I
yes,
think
of
your
course.
microphone cuts out. I'm not entirely sure why.
So far, I think this indicator is quite strong. We'll see by Wednesday if it continues to be
Yuli, can you hear me? I'm not sure, guys, what's happening. Oh, I think his network crashed, I believe. Oh, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now. I wasn't sure if it's from my end or yours, to be honest. Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear me?
It seems, I think it was from me. I just got logged out by Discord and reconnected.
Oh,
Did you had the same problem or it was just me?
I think it was on your end. I'm not entirely sure because for some reason when I was trying to share my screen, it
Mhm.
also froze on me for like 1 second or two. So I don't know, it might be Discord. Who knows? Let's just proceed
Yeah.
forward. Basically, from the
Okay.
last, I don't know, 30 seconds, it was the problem.
Okay. Let's try it again. Yeah. I don't know. It would be weird to not have like a technical problem.
True. True.
Okay. So can you see the screen again?
Perfect.
Good. So I think the last point was related to the buy sell signals. So the signals are plotted as triangle markers once the score crosses above or below the configured threshold. As I was trying to say, we will turn this indicator by Wednesday into a simple strategy. So far, I can tell you that it's quite interesting. It fires a lot of signals. Many of them are very good signals. Of course, you can play around with the inputs to tune them and so on. But yeah, you we will see by Wednesday. That thank you everyone for the attention. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions, I don't know, recommendations, feedback, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yuli. Just let me just grab my screen very, very quickly. There we go. So again, thank you very much, Yuli. Quite excited for Wednesday to see what will be the results out of the indicator. Also, we are going to combine it with the David Tech boilerplate. And yeah, quite excited for Wednesday. So I think we have a couple of minutes left. So I can show you guys some of the edit backtesters summits towards tomorrow. So we can review them all together. So let me just do like 3 or 5 or whatever we have time left for. So let me just share my screen as well over Discord. Please, guys, excuse us for the earlier technical difficulty. Like Yuli said, if we don't have any, we are not having the best time ever, I guess. There we go. So back to today's agenda. Like I said earlier, let's review some of the elite backtesters charts. So we do have a setup on Fartcoin against the USDT over 45 minutes chart time frame. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. We do have the Steve Surge strategy with a performance of 343%. We do have the maximum drawdown of 20%. Total trades 144. Not so many trades, unfortunately, but if this proves to be dependable in the future, I have no problem whatsoever. It's just like a recommendation for beginners. Whenever you don't see each unique trade like we see over here, that means that probably you do have just enough trades. The win rate 58% and the profit factor of 1.7. Performance of the past month doesn't tell us much because it took this strategy about 4 months in order to get the minimum trades required in order to have the minimum conditions met for signals. So we do have trades pretty much from April, just a mere 0.9% profit in April. I believe it was available for just a couple of days only. But so far in April, for 20 days only, the strategy is pretty profitable. I mean, 20%. It's close to the best month ever. We can see over here 31%, 26, 35, and so on. So no patterns so far, just April. That's like the second April ever to be profitable, but I wouldn't consider it much just because I believe that it's not the whole April that has been tested with trades. Other than that, we have the data again from April 2025. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So that means that the strategy is like limited, I believe. For some reason, I'm going to check after we end the stream because it should be data. Actually, no, because it's like the first trade which actually happened. So no, we are 100% fine. So April 2025, we do have the buy and hold benchmark being currently negative 77%, being very close to the minimum ever of negative 83%, with just a max only of 65%. Let's check very, very quickly. I suppose around here or here. And the maximum ever performance of 65%. Our strategy, however, being very close to maximum of 400%, currently sits at 353% with a minimum ever of negative 6%. Next, we have AVE over 90 minutes time frame. We do have the IB Kalman, which is one of the newest strategies within David Tech that actually Yuli has coded. So very nice to see a summit over Yuli's strategies. There is one that definitely has some more room for improvement. Like, for example, we do have a profit of 157%. We do have the maximum drawdown of 25%, total trades 546. We also have the win rate of 40% and a profit factor of 1.3. This one, in my opinion, would be an amazing starting point for a beginner to start to optimize. For example, you are free to, like, I don't know, halve the total trades, like 270 or something like that, and you'll still be good enough for a 90-minute chart time frame. Maybe you could improve, like, to double up the profit by doing that kind of a filter of total trades, or maybe try to reduce the maximum drawdown, or actually to improve the win rate. And yeah, overall looks pretty good. I mean, I think the strategy was released, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in late I was going to say June, late January or very, very early February, one of the two. So, yeah, I mean, so far, I believe the strategy has done very, very well, a little bit in the negative on April. But so far, I mean, February and March, they've been doing amazing. Other than that, we're beating definitely the buy to hold benchmark, which is actually very good to see, because it's also AVE. We do have data from 2022 January, so we are currently on the buy to hold. We would be negative 30% with a minimum ever of 66% and the maximum ever of 151. However, our strategy is doing great. I mean, currently it's actually better than the maximum ever for buy to hold, 157%, with a maximum ever of 167%. Minimum ever is just a negative 4.6%. So yeah, overall looks very, very good. Definitely some patterns in profitability. We do have March, which has been always profitable. April, I mean, there are still some 10 days left in order to close up April. So maybe it could turn out to be actually profitable as well, like in the past pattern. We also have September, which was always profitable, and of course, December as well. So yeah, very, very good to see. Next, we have Solana on 1 hour. We do have the Braid & Co. with a performance of 450% and the maximum drawdown of 28%, a little bit higher than the community standard of between 20 to 25. But I suppose if you wish to risk a little bit less, you could always detune the leverage by a couple of points. And of course, you're going to get very close to 400% or maybe 350 in order to get some of the better of the maximum drawdown. Total trades a flat 100. You can still see each unique trade, but again, it's just a beginner-friendly advice. If you're going to ask, for example, how many trades should I aim for, it's a really a relationship between the time frame, because, for example, if you have the performance over 10 years and you have 200 trades, you're going to have, of course, just 20 trades a year. I'm not sure if that's something that you will want, like about 1 or 2 trades a month. So it really depends on some more factors. The win rate 55% and the profit factor of 1.57. Performance of the past months, I mean, doesn't tell us much. January has been always profitable. April, including the current month as well, has been always profitable. June as well, August, September, and November. Buy and hold, let's see very quickly. Since February 2024, we do have the current benchmark of buy to hold of negative 9%, minimum ever negative 19%, with a maximum ever 170%. Our strategy, however, it's a lot better. Currently, it's at the maximum ever, so 450%, with a minimum of negative 7%. And yeah, so far, so good. Again, just take care with the minimum amount of trades. Let's just do another one, and I believe we are pretty much good to go, or another two. Let's see. We do have a setup on Solana this time, over 90 minutes chart time frame with a performance of 431%. With one of the newest David strategies, very good to see that you guys can actually optimize the newest ones as well. Maybe it's a little bit rough here in the equity curve, but I believe that in time we are going to optimize maybe a little bit better. But again, a very good starting point. We do have 187 trades. We do have the win rate of 55%, 54%, and a profit factor of 1.36. Performance of the past months, I mean, there are some patterns right here. March has been always profitable. There was no trades yet in April, which isn't really concerning, but still, I would definitely leave the strategy to run a little bit longer just to see some live performance, because if it was, for example, sent a couple of days ago, there are actually no trades so far. So we do have to check up if the pattern still happens of close to 45% win rate, maximum drawdown not exceeding 32%, and so on. And yeah, July as well has been always profitable, and that's pretty much it as in patterns. Let's see the buy and hold benchmark since 2022 February. It's currently at just 8%, negative 88 in the minimum ever, and the maximum ever of 208%. Our strategy, however, it's currently at 430%, the maximum ever 454%, with a minimum performance of negative 18%. Let's just do this one, and I believe we're pretty much good to go. Then I'll look if there is any questions. Make sure if you guys have any questions to write them inside the chat. So we do have the closing one for today. We do have a setup on Solana over 90 minutes chart time frame. We do have the performance of 330% with a maximum drawdown of 25%, 128 total trades. The win rate is 53% and a profit factor of 1.5. Equity curve looks pretty good, a little bit rough at the beginning, but it did eventually pick up. Let's see the buy and hold line as well. We are definitely above it. Performance of the past months, I mean, just August has been always profitable. Other than that, it's pretty much like a green and red game, I guess, between profitability and losses. Other than that, the benchmark of buying and holding 2022, we do have the current performance of negative 9%, minimum ever close to negative 90%, and the maximum ever of 158%, I believe, around here. Our strategy, however, is doing a lot better, 329% current performance with a maximum ever of 362% and the minimum ever of negative 6%. So that's pretty much it, guys, in the matter of charts as well for today. Let me just zoom out a little bit so you guys can see me. Hello again. Let's see if there is also any questions over Discord. Let's see, volume keeps cutting out on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Yuli's volume over YouTube. It's cutting here and there, but hopefully it was fine by the end when we did restart a little bit the presentation. Let's see a message for William. William will definitely return to you if you message him as soon as possible. Okay, could we expect such indicator in a David boilerplate? Would be interesting. Yes, we're actually building the David boilerplate. We are having a rough time translating it from PineScript v5 to v6. David has done an update to it, and I wouldn't like to call it unstable. It's just on the logic of Yuli's indicators, it's running at like 99%. Let's just call it that way. So whenever we are going to release them, we are going to release them in a 100% working state. We are definitely open to give you guys the access to strategies to test them. So if you wish to get an early look, make sure to DM me, and I'll be more than happy to give you guys some access to the strategies which are done with Yuli's indicators. They are looking great. They are doing perfect. I believe I checked one very recently, and it stood out to the win rate and the maximum drawdown. So pretty excited in the future to have them released, and of course optimize some brand new indicators, because so far we've been optimizing some of the old ones. But I wouldn't worry so much, because in the end it's like I guess, 50 fields with close to or even more than 100 possible scenarios. So if you are going to apply the math formula about how many cases you are going to encounter the same settings, it's close to infinite. So I wouldn't bother on thinking that we are going to get into like finding the same settings over and over again, because the chances are actually close to zero. So yeah, definitely excited for the newest strategies as well. I believe we do have a couple of ones. The Me Valim, if I believe it's called by David, which was released just a couple of days ago. So yeah, doing amazing. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much it, guys, for today. If you guys have any questions within the chat, feel free to write them. I'm going to wrap up the stream with a very, very close reminder about the performance update. So we've been conquering the exchanges, best performance, copy traders, top, and so on. And yeah, some of us also receive notifications about being in the top 1%. For example, phishing is in the top 1.3% over Bybit. If you guys wish to check out phishing's project, tradeharbor.com.au, I'm going to leave the link inside Discord as well. It's a dashboard with the David strategies and some other very nice functions as well. He's currently having a $1,000 challenge. Make sure to check it out to see the current performance of it. It's a long-term game, so yeah, doing amazing. Also, make sure, guys, to check out Trigger.trade, your reliable bots connector over multiple exchanges. I believe a couple of exchanges will be released very, very soon as well. A couple of new ones, so make sure to check it out. It's Trigger.trade. Let me just leave the link so you guys can check it out. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much it, guys, for today's stream. We do have tomorrow a full Elite Backtesters review. We're going to check out the remaining TradingView charts and a couple of others. Of course, today I just pulled like 10 just in case we have some more time to visit them, and also the other ones as well. These are going to be put as new setups for bots for you to use over strategyfactory.ai. And of course, some more stuff. I believe that Kimi K2.6 just released. So if you guys wish to have a look and let us know how it goes, definitely excited because I'm seeing that it's actually very good in some of the benchmarks. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. So yeah, we might definitely have some contestants for ChatGPT, Opus, and so on. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for being here. I'll definitely look forward for tomorrow's stream as well, talking about the Elite Backtesters newest summits. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.